What if most of your daily choices are not really choices at all? What if the habits you repeat, the apps you open, the foods you crave, the behaviors you can't seem to stop are not guided by free will, but by rewards quietly training your brain? Welcome back to Psyche Unveiled. This idea can feel unsettling, and yet it is one of the most powerful insights psychology has ever uncovered. In the mid-20th century, a man named B.F. Skinner revealed something deeply uncomfortable about human nature. That behavior does not need meaning to be shaped. It only needs reinforcement. Today we explore operant conditioning, the psychology of rewards and consequences, and how it silently controls modern life. Not in a dramatic way, not in a sinister way, but in a quiet, everyday way that most people never notice. Before B.F. Skinner, psychology was obsessed with one question: what happens inside the mind? Freud explored unconscious drives. Jung explored symbols and meaning. Philosophers debated intention and free will. Skinner did something radical. He asked a different question. What if we don't need to know what's inside the mind to understand behavior? To Skinner, thoughts were private events, unreliable, impossible to measure. Behavior, on the other hand, was visible, observable, predictable, and if behavior could be shaped, then human life could be shaped. Skinner belonged to a school of thought called behaviorism. Behaviorism claimed something bold. Behavior is shaped by consequences, not by intention. This did not mean humans had no inner world. It meant the inner world was not required to explain action. From this perspective, you repeat what works, you avoid what hurts, you drift toward rewards, you retreat from punishment. Simple, mechanical, and shockingly accurate. To test his ideas, Skinner created what became known as the Skinner box. Inside the box, an animal, a lever or button, a reward, usually food. When the animal pressed the lever, food appeared. At first, the behavior was random, but soon something changed. The animal learned, not through insight, not through reflection, but through operant conditioning. Behavior followed reward. This simple experiment revealed something profound. Behavior that is rewarded gets repeated. No belief required, no understanding required, only reinforcement. So what exactly is operant conditioning? In simple terms, operant conditioning is learning through consequences. There are four main forces at play. Positive reinforcement. You do something, something good happens. Behavior increases examples. Praise, money, likes, pleasure. Negative reinforcement. You do something, something unpleasant stops. Behavior increases. Example, relief from stress, avoiding discomfort. Punishment, you do something, something unpleasant happens. Behavior decreases. Extinction, you do something, nothing happens. Behavior fades. Skinner discovered that reward is far more powerful than punishment, and this insight would quietly reshape the modern world. Rewards don't just feel good, they teach the brain. Every reward triggers the brain's dopamine system, the same system involved in learning, motivation, and habit formation. Dopamine does not mean pleasure, it means this matters. Remember this. Operant conditioning works because the brain is always asking, what led to this outcome? Over time, behavior becomes automatic. Conscious thought steps aside. You don't decide anymore. You repeat. Examples? Let's start with social media. Post something. Get likes. Post again. Check notifications. Feel relief. Repeat. At work. Meet deadlines. Receive approval. Work harder. Avoid mistakes. Avoid criticism. Play safe. In relationships, say certain things. Get affection. Repeat. Avoid conflict. Avoid discomfort. Suppress truth. And then there are habits. Eat sugar. Feel good. Crave more. Scroll endlessly. Avoid boredom. Lose time. This is operant conditioning in everyday life. No cages, no levers, just rewards shaping behavior. Then Skinner discovered variable reinforcement. This means rewards don't come every time. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And this makes behavior stronger, not weaker. This is the psychology behind gambling. Your brain thinks, maybe this time. Variable rewards are the strongest form of behavior control ever discovered. They don't just shape behavior, they hook it. One important point to remember is that over time, rewards don't just shape what you do. They shape who you believe you are. If you are rewarded for productivity, you become achievement-driven. People-pleasing, you become approval-seeking. Silence, you become invisible. Aggression, you become defensive. Your personality begins to form around reinforcement. This leads to a difficult question. How free are we really? Skinner believed that freedom was often an illusion, not because humans are machines, but because environments quietly train behavior. Most people don't choose their habits. Their habits choose them, not through force, but through repetition. Skinner is often criticized as cold, mechanical, or dehumanizing, but this misses something important. Skinner believed that understanding conditioning could reduce suffering. If behavior is shaped by environments, then blame becomes less useful, punishment becomes less effective, compassion becomes more logical. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with you?" we ask, "What shaped this behavior?" This is a powerful shift. The reality is that operant conditioning did not stay in laboratories. It quietly became the operating system of modern society. Today, much of our world is designed around reinforcement systems, systems that reward certain behaviors while discouraging others, often without us noticing. Social media platforms are one of the clearest examples. They reward attention, reaction, and speed. A post that gets likes, comments, or shares trains the brain to repeat the same behavior. Over time, people learn, not consciously but automatically, what kind of content gets rewarded and what gets ignored. The result is not just changed behavior, but changed self-expression. Workplaces function in a similar way. Productivity is rewarded with approval, promotion, or security. Slowing down, questioning systems, or prioritizing rest is often met with silence or subtle punishment. People don't need to be told what matters. The reward system teaches them. Even education relies heavily on operant conditioning. Grades, praise, and comparisons shape how children learn, what they value, and how they define success. Many students do not learn for understanding, but for reinforcement. Good marks, approval, or relief from pressure. Consumer culture is also built on rewards. Discounts, notifications, limited offers, and instant delivery train the brain to seek quick satisfaction. Over time, patience weakens, attention fragments, and desire becomes harder to regulate. None of this requires control through force. It works because rewards feel voluntary. Skinner warned that the most powerful forms of control do not feel like control at all. They feel like freedom, choice, and convenience, while quietly shaping behavior in predictable ways. Modern society is not a Skinner box with walls and levers. It is a network of invisible reinforcements, training habits, attention, and identity, one reward at a time. Understanding this does not mean rejecting modern life. It means learning to see it clearly. And once you see how rewards shape behavior, you can begin to decide which ones deserve your time and which ones quietly steal it. People often ask, why do I keep doing things I know are bad for me? Skinner's answer was simple. Because they are rewarded. Even relief counts as a reward. The brain does not care if a reward is unhealthy. It only cares that it works. Now, the most powerful thing operant conditioning cannot control is awareness. Once you see the pattern, the spell weakens. You begin to notice what you're being rewarded for, what behaviors are being reinforced, what environments shape you. This does not make you immune, but it makes you conscious, and consciousness changes everything. Now, when we know behavior is shaped by rewards, then freedom does not begin with willpower. It begins with design. B.F. Skinner believed that environments shape behavior more reliably than motivation ever could. This idea can feel discouraging at first, but it carries a hidden promise. If your surroundings trained your habits, then your surroundings can also retrain them. Most people try to change their lives by forcing themselves to behave differently. They rely on discipline, guilt, or self-criticism. But these tools rarely last because they fight against the very systems that shape the behavior in the first place. Redesigning your own reinforcement means shifting your focus from fighting yourself to supporting yourself. It begins with observation. Notice what you are rewarded for. Not in theory, but in practice. Which behaviors bring relief, comfort, attention, or approval? Which ones quietly drain your energy while still offering a short-term reward? This awareness alone begins to loosen the grip of automatic habits. Next comes a small but powerful change. Alter the reward, not the person. If a habit depends on easy reward, make the reward less available. If a healthy behavior struggles to take root, add reinforcement, even something simple, like acknowledgement, rest, or a moment of satisfaction. This is why habits change more easily when environments change. When the phone is out of reach, scrolling fades. When nourishing food is visible, healthier choices rise. When effort is recognized, persistence grows. Redesigning reinforcement is not about control. It is about alignment. Instead of asking, "Why can't I change?" you begin to ask, "What is this behavior being rewarded for?" And slowly, something shifts. You stop blaming yourself for patterns that were trained and start shaping conditions that support who you are becoming. This is the quiet power Skinner pointed toward. Not domination, but understanding. Not force, but structure. When you become aware of reinforcement, you begin to walk forward with intention. Not perfectly, not instantly, but consciously. And that is the difference between reacting and choosing. It's important to remember that operant conditioning does not mean you are weak. It means you are human. Your brain evolved to learn through consequences, and understanding that is empowering. Because what shaped you can also be reshaped. B.F. Skinner showed us something uncomfortable, but honest. That much of life runs on quiet rewards. But he also gave us a gift, the ability to see the strings, and once you see them, you are no longer just reacting. You are choosing. If this video helped you notice something new, stay with us. Like the video, subscribe, share it with someone who feels stuck in patterns they don't understand. And remember, you are not broken. You were trained, and what was trained can be changed. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.